Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about how to become more confident in yourself. So, I have I definitely feel more confident than I ever have in my life. I definitely was very meek and shy and just I had very low self-esteem up until I would say later in high school, but more so starting in college did I really start to have higher self esteem and more confidence in myself. Um, I was always I was always the person that had my head down and didn't really talk to people, and I felt everybody was judging me and making fun of me, which they kind of were at some points because I used to cry a lot. So people would say, you know, mean things, obviously, and bullies and stuff. But yeah, starting in college, I basically told myself that I was going to put myself out of my box and just talk to people, be more engaging in public, and really start to hold my head higher and join things that made me uncomfortable. And that was like the simulation teams that I joined, like Model UN or Model Arab League, my freshman year of college, or even high school Model UN, where we chaired for high schoolers. This was a moment, I do believe that in many ways, that Society for Global Diplomacy, which is the organization at my university, or my previous, the university that I graduated from, that really changed my life, and that I think gave me more confidence than anything, because I was able to interact with people on a weekly basis in a different kind of way. It was we would talk about different topics that were model United Nations topics, like refugees, asylum, economic topics, and environmental topics that pertained. And we would have to stand up every meeting and give speeches on whatever the topic was. And we had to talk to our fellow team members and draft resolutions and do a ton of stuff. And when we would compete in conferences, we would have to talk to hundreds of people at some of them, and or 1,000 people. Um, and doing that kind of stuff and that repetition, having, in psychology it's called the competence confidence loop, doing that stuff over and over again and practicing really gave me a sense of confidence and self-esteem when it came to, or hired my self-esteem, because I felt like I could do more things and I was able to because I knew what I was doing. And again, putting myself out there with people and realizing that I wasn't the same person I was in high school, and that I could be, I could reinvent myself into a more confident person, because I always felt in high school or anywhere, because I grew up with those people and they knew who I was, and I felt like if I started acting different, basically I couldn't, kind of thing, even though that's really silly to think now. Um, but yeah, just working on myself and doing things that may seem scary builds confidence. And going back to self-esteem, I think a lot of people confuse self-esteem with with uh, security, and there's definitely a difference between having low self-esteem and having and being insecure. Insecure is coming from a negative place. Both of them are negative in ways, but that's inherently more negative because when you're insecure, it's coming from a place of you're worried about the other person and what they think in in a jealous way, kind of in a negative way. I don't know the best way of describing it in words, but it is a difference. When you're insecure, it's not even that you care about what others think. It's like that's the only value that it has. Um, and you will bring other people down. Oh yeah, that's the biggest difference is when you're insecure, you bring others down with you, whereas when you have low self-esteem, even though you don't feel good enough, you're not bringing other people down with you. And not saying that I've never had insecure moments, I definitely have, but I was definitely low self-esteem, but I wasn't necessarily insecure. So coming out of that, having more self-esteem, this is kind of silly, but in elementary school in 4th grade, my teacher told me, she pulled me aside one day and she said, "Emily, you need to tell yourself in the mirror that you are pretty and you are smart. And you need to tell yourself that over and over in the mirror until you believe it." And even though that's silly, it can apply to people of any age. Because saying an affirmation, and I'm not saying to say that you are pretty and you are smart, is the affirmation that I would tell you to say. Everybody has their certain affirmation that would spark that self-esteem within them. But to say positive affirmations over and over again, you're going to start believing it. And kind of that's what I did do in college too, is I listened to a lot of audiobooks and audio recordings and different seminars and stuff. Mostly not really seminars, but personal development or life coaches, or just things like that on YouTube or online somewhere, reading stuff and just really trying to work on myself in that way. And that's what I think really helped me, and I know that could help other people, is to say affirmations and really, but you have to also do the work. You also have to put yourself out there and do things that get you out of your comfort zone and do positive things as to become more confident and not have a higher ego, or not out of a place of ego, because ego again is a negative place. But when you start acting confident in yourself, and you, regardless of how you may think you look physically, like today, I'm doing this video and I know I just exposed my forehead for the world, but this is and this is also why I've been gone from YouTube for a little while, is I actually got shingles, and I got it on my face, obviously. This was the only place that I got it. And so many people have asked me, because I never thought that a younger person could get shingles, but through this I found that a lot of people do. You can get it different ways. For me, it was because supposedly if you were 18 months or younger when you had chicken pox, especially like a minor case, I was 10 months old and I had a very minor case of chicken pox. And I didn't have the chicken pox vaccine because it came out after I got it. Stress. I do have anxiety and I don't take anything for it, and so it kind of just all comes, like I just constantly will think of things. I get into a little bit of a, like if I am anxious about something, I kind of loop it in my mind constantly. And so I personally believe that's why it was on my face rather than somewhere else. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, so for me it was chicken pox at a young age, and being stressed out caused this. So I was able to return to work a few days ago, and it's getting a lot better. Before, my eye was completely shut, and I did get it on my cornea, but I am taking things for that. But yeah, so that's that. But it goes into, you can feel confident even if you don't feel like your best. Like, I know that this doesn't look too bad anymore, but I can't put makeup on this or something, because that will make it worse. Well, I mean, it could get infected, but not that all of this is scabs and stuff that it's healing, but yeah, so I have to go out there and have this on my forehead, and some people have things that maybe that aren't going to go away, and I know that that's hard. Well, I guess I don't know, because I've never been in their position, but I can definitely feel what that might feel like. Um, People that have physical disabilities, or maybe mental disabilities that make them abnormal, to the public, and them feeling like they're not good enough, or like feeling it lowers their self-esteem, or even people that feel like they're unattractive physically, or something to do, or maybe it's something where they feel like they can't do something, like say they try out for a basketball team and they don't make the cut. um, that's all of those are relevant when it comes to confidence, but it's about pushing through those things, and I know it's easier said than done. Believe me, I have not always been confident, and there are times where I still don't feel confident and I have bad days, but trying to push through it, and listening to inspirational things, and putting in putting in the work of developing yourself through personal development, or doing things again that scare you, and going on, and that will build confidence, and it's not going to be overnight. And if you want to fake it until you make it, don't be fakey about it, but putting on, because sometimes you have to put up a bit of a front with people, as far as, holding your head high. I mean, not being in a snotty way, but going out there, putting on a cute outfit, or doing something that makes you feel good. All of those things will make you feel more confident, and eventually, if you do things with repetition, they will start becoming habits. And I think that confidence can become a habit if you do it enough. And regardless of how you may look or how you may feel, looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you are worth it. And that will, again, that affirmation will make a difference over the long run. And writing in a journal, or whatever you find to be helpful. So hopefully this video was helpful for anybody that's watching. And I hope to do more related topics. And again, don't feel bad about the fact that I got shingles. It does hurt. To me, it feels like an electric shock constantly, but as of now. But I mean, it really could happen to anybody, and you don't really know. Just try to be. This just showed me through this that I do keep a lot of stress up there, and just trying to start talking to people, because I always don't want to tell people when I'm stressed out, because I don't want them to worry, or just feel like I'm always talking about that stuff, or just writing things down for me would help, in exercising and eating well, eating better. But yeah, so hopefully again this was helpful, and I always love reading comments and recommendations, because this video was a recommendation by a few people, especially people that do know me, because I have made a change as far as becoming more confident. But yeah, leave me a comment. Please like this video if you've liked it, and if you like my content and you want to see more, I would love it if you would subscribe, because I will put out more videos like this and different types of videos. But yeah, have a great day and know that you're loved, and if you are wanting to be more confident, put in the work and you will be. Thank you.